During the summer break of my junior year of high school, I worked as a McDonald's employee. I was 17 and pretty naive at the time. I desperately needed money to add to my college fund. My parents did not plan it out so well, so there was a really high chance I wouldn't go to college if I didn't get a job. I was mostly busy during the whole day. I was a day person and wasn't very productive at night. During the day, I was either hanging out with friends, working out, studying, or learning and practicing for coding competitions to add to my portfolio. And usually at night, I wasn't doing anything. The most productive thing at night was just some plain old written homework. Because of the reasons mentioned above, and because of the fact that I did not sleep a lot at night, approximately about 3 to 4 hours, I decided to kill 2 birds with 1 stone and take a night shift job. That way I could get paid for doing absolutely zero mental work and get my homework done. I applied at a lot of places, but I have to admit I was a big fan of fast food, so fast food jobs were on the top of my priority list. So when I got a job at a McDonald's, it was a no-brainer for me. The McDonald's was located a bit on the outskirts of town, probably for travelers, but I didn't mind as long as I was getting paid, and it being isolated also meant there would be comparatively fewer customers, so I might even get a chance to squeeze in another hour of sleep. I got into my dad's car and went to the store. It looked pretty dreary. The outside walls had a bit of mold on them. I entered the small building to be greeted by a middle-aged man standing behind the counter. He greeted me with a smile and a nod of acknowledgement. He took me to the drive-thru booth where I would be receiving orders and explained how everything worked: the ice cream machines, the soft drink dispensers, and the fryers. After he had given a quick tour of the building, he brought me back to the counter, took a deep breath and said, "Hey kid, do you believe in ghosts and stuff?" "No, but why do you ask?" I inquired. I know I am going to sound absolutely insane for this, but you'll have to follow some rules while working here. Now, I know all of them sound unbelievable, but trust me, they are as real as it gets. They could even cost you your life. I looked at him, puzzled. "What are the rules, and has anyone been hurt or something?" I said. He pulled out his phone. He had multiple photos of teenagers who formerly worked here, but apparently ignored the rules and have gone missing since. "Why don't you go to the cops?" I asked him interrogatively. "Because no one believes me," he said, his voice getting shaky. "They conduct a full area search. They think I am insane." He almost burst into tears but composed himself and begged me to follow the rules and take them seriously. I said that I would, and his face lit up. He handed me the list of rules, thanked me, and left. I reluctantly smoothed out the piece of paper and started reading. List of rules for to survive a night. Rule 1. Keep the lights on the drive-thru counter, where you'll hand customer the food on at all times, with an exception to Rule 5. There is a creature just lurking nearby, waiting for the lights to go out and letting your guard down. Rule 2. There are security cameras next to the counter table. Always check who is in the drive-thru. If the person ordering is in a black Range Rover Evoque with tinted windows, do not speak a word to him. He will stop bothering you if you ignore his angry threats and drive away in a few minutes. If you speak to him, however, he is going to break into your booth and attack you like a wild animal. God knows what entity he is that can mimic a human voice so perfectly. Rule 3. If someone orders fries, tell them you're all out, because you do not want to open a bag of frozen fries at midnight. Trust me. The scent will attract unwanted attention, and it'll end well for no one. Rule 4. If you hear your name being called from behind you, stop everything you're doing, lay down and close your eyes. You might feel teeth on your limbs, or giant talons rubbing against your head or torso, but please do not move. It'll be gone after you hear a demonic giggling. Rule 5. If you see a 5-year-old girl with no eyes, standing in the driveway looking directly at the camera, lock all the doors and windows, and close all the lights. You might hear screaming, roaring and screeching from the outside. Once it's been a minute since the sounds have ceased, turn the Lights back on and continue with your job. Rule 6. If you hear people in the main dining area, do not check that out. No one is there, since the place will be locked. It's just another distraction by the creature lurking nearby. Rule 7. If the lights go out by themselves, chop off a toe or a finger and place it on the drive-thru counter and duck behind it. You'll hear low growls, followed by a quick snatching sound. Get up once the lights are back and check the counter. If your finger toe is missing, congratulations. You're gonna live to see another day. If the finger toe is still there, just pray to God it kills you quickly and doesn't take its time cherishing your screams. Rule 8. It is advised you do not sleep, because then you can miss your name being called, or the 5-year-old girl, or the laughing and talking sounds of people in the dining area, which can cost you your life. I was puzzled if this was a joke. It was a terrible one, I thought to myself, just before noticing movement in one of the bushes in the drive-thru. You know how you think you can be brave and fight through the fear during a fight-or-flight situation? Well, nope. Your body actually seizes up when facing the fear head-on without a warning. Somewhere in my heart, I believed that this list was fake, or an elaborate prank. But I didn't want to take any chances. So I decided to comply to the rules. For the first hour of the night, literally nothing paranormal happened. I didn't even get a customer till then. This will be easy. I sighed and thought to myself. Flipping through the cameras every 20 minutes, I almost didn't notice the little girl peeking through a bush. Her eye sockets were devoid of eyes. I looked at them, and they seemed void of any human emotion. They were evil, in a way. The more I looked in them, the more I wanted to cry. I was so fixated, I almost forgot to switch the lights off. But remembered Rule 5. I got under the counter after switching off the lights. I heard something slam against the left wall of the booth, like something big had lashed out and tried to break through the wall. Then I heard quick footsteps, followed by the cries of a little girl. The cries kept on increasing in intensity, to the point where I thought I would actually go deaf. I covered my ears, but could obviously still hear her cries. The cries ceased within 30 seconds. And I heard a low growl. The growl was followed by the sounds of roaring and slashing of meat. The sounds were so disgusting that I threw up all over the floor. After collecting myself mentally, then got up and turned the lights back on, I cleaned the puke and contemplated what I had just been through. Before I was even finished thinking about this, I heard people talking. The noise was very distant. I couldn't make out any words, just laughs, giggles, and overlapping voices. The night was eerily silent, so I could hear every little thing that went bump in the night. I was just about to go check it out when I remembered some rules regarding this specific event. I reread the list and found it. It was Rule 6. I had to just ignore it and it'd go away, and so I did. I put on my earphones and started with some schoolwork. Almost 1 hour passed. Nothing happened. When finally a customer came through the drive-thru, I served them and was happy that there were actually people starting to come now. I saw another car pulling up. I was really happy now. I wasn't alone in this hellhole any longer. My good mood was immediately put off when I saw it was a black Range Rover with tinted windows. I didn't speak to the angry man on the other side. He screamed his order, then said, "I know you're in there. Are you deaf?" Motherfucker. I didn't reply and kept my cool. 10 minutes later, it was gone. My shift is over. Now I am sitting here typing this, contemplating if this job is really worth $200 a day or not. I wanted to quit, but the guy begged me not to, and that he would double my pay since I was so good at it, but I don't want to risk my life again.